Hello Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So Aquarius, today we're going to go over your energy as well as your person's energy. We're going to see how the both of you are currently viewing this relationship and how you guys feel about it and what actions you guys plan on taking in each other's direction and or moving forward. So with all that being said, Aquarius, let's get started. Okay, so we do have release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. And then we also have give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. This to me kind of feels like the Two of Wands in tarot. This could be an energy you're harnessing or an energy that your person currently finds themselves harnessing. It's an energy of should I stay or should I go? Should I stay or should I go? I don't know if you're contemplating if you should continue to be a part of this dynamic between you and this individual or not, or if it's your person that's going through this, but somebody's like contemplating, like, should I stay or should I go? Aquarius, we're going to focus on you first and we'll jump over to your person. Just keep in mind that the roles can be reversed. Also keep in mind time is fluid, so this could either currently be happening or maybe happening at a later date. Okay, how does Aquarius currently view this relationship? Okay, so we have the ooh. Okay, this kind of feels like the person that you're connecting with. I'm not trying to poke fun at this person or anything like that, but there's a huge possibility that you could very well be connecting with somebody who is very, very bipolar. And here's why I say this. You know, one moment this person could be very loving, very affectionate, very nice. And it's like the next minute this person could be very, very cold and very, very detached. I'm also getting very mean and rude. I am definitely getting that off of this person that you currently find yourself connecting with. Again, here goes that Two of Wands like energy that I was kind of picking up on. It kind of looks like you're contemplating whether or not you should continue to remain with this person and or leave this person. Don't get me wrong, I feel like there's certain things about this person that you really do love and appreciate and value, but there's other things, man, about this person where you're just like, yo, I don't know, man, like this person's not making me happy. I don't like that they're like this with me. I don't like that they're like that with me. I am definitely getting that. Okay, now let's look at this person that you currently find yourself connecting with. I don't see you making any sort of impulsive decisions when it comes down to this person. What I do see you doing is thinking long and hard about how you want to proceed forward in this connection, whether that be with them or without them. How does this person currently view this relationship with Aquarius? Okay, so we have the Seven of Swords, we got the Ten of Swords, and then we also have the Eight of Wands. Oh, here. Yeah. Your person, I'm really not trying to poke fun at them, but it's like the more I look into their energy, the more I'm just like, there's a very big possibility that you're connecting with somebody who's very, very bipolar. And here's why I say this. With the Seven of Pentacles to Seven of Wands to the Five of Wands, I feel like there's times where this person shows you that they love you, that they care about you, that they'll do anything for you. And then there's times where this person shows you sides of them that causes you to think, believe, and feel like they don't really love you and or care about you in this dynamic that the two of you share with one another is basically what I'm gathering. This, how do I explain them? How do I explain them? This person, how do I explain them? Within this dynamic that the two of you guys share with one another, this person likes to like, how do I say this? They like to see how far they can get away, like with things within this dynamic that the two of you share with one another. So let's just say, for example, you know, you establish like a boundary with them. Is that type of person that likes to see, you know what I mean? If they could walk all over your boundaries. You see what I mean? Like, I am getting that. This person likes to test to see how far. You know what I mean? They can go within this dynamic that the two of you share with one another. Why? I don't know. I would actually like to look into that a little bit more. Tell me more about the Seven of Swords. We have the Two of Wands. We have the Seven of Cups. We also have the Six of Swords. And then we also... It looks like you have forgiven this person for a lot of things. You know, the reason why this, and I feel like this is just something that this person typically does within romantic relationships with people. So just keep that in mind. This is not a situation where they're just solely targeting you and giving you this treatment. It kind of looks like, you know, in prior relationships, they've done this before. But yeah, they just like to push people, you know what I mean? And test people's limits and walk over people's boundaries just to see how far, you know, that person will allow them to essentially get away with. And it kind of looks like you've allowed this person to get away with a lot of things. In other words, you forgiven them for a lot of things. You know, I am definitely getting that. And the reason why they do all of this is just to kind of like test that person and see, you know, if that person's really here to stay or if they're not, you know, here to stay. In other words, this person basically feels like the more shit they put you through and the more you turn around and like forgive them and take them back and give them chance after chance, the more they start to feel like, all right, you ain't going nowhere. I can do whatever the fuck I want in this relationship, but you're not going to go anywhere. Is basically what I'm getting. And that's what this person just does in romantic relationships. They just like to push people, test people, and walk over people's boundaries just to see, you know what I mean? Like, if that person's going to let them get away with it, is that person going to turn around and forgive me or walk away from me, you know, things of that nature. But they do all of this just to kind of see, like, is that person like truly here to stay or are they not here to stay is basically what I'm gathering. Why do they do this? I don't know. I'm not a psychologist. I don't know. I mean, as to like why they choose to go down this specific route, I don't know. We obviously know why they're doing it, and it's just to test to see like how much you love them and are you willing to honestly, you know, be by this person's side through the good and the bad, you know, like so we know why they're doing it, but as to why they're deciding to go down this particular route to like test the hell out of people, make people jump through hoops of fire for them. If I do this, are they going to turn around and forgive me? Because if they forgive me, that means they love me. If they deal with this, if they deal with that, if they tolerate this, if they tolerate that, then that means that they love me. Chances are they're not going to leave me ever. Like, this person has abandonment issues. Anyways, how does Aquarius feel? Yeah, well, I mean, I'm with you on that. I feel like you look at this relationship between you and this person as something that's extremely unfair, especially to you. Because the stuff that this person sits up here and puts you through, you don't turn around and basically put them through. Hence why you feel like the relationship between you and this person is extremely unfair, and it's because it is. It's because it is. It's because it is. This person, they can dish it, but they can't take it. Like, if you were to turn around and do them the same fucking way they've been doing you, they'll freak the fuck out. This relationship, it feels unfair to you because it is unfair to you. And it is extremely unfair because the things that this person puts you through, if you were to turn around and do the same thing to them, they wouldn't like it. They wouldn't like it. They wouldn't like it. And it would be very shocking if you do ever turn around and do them the same way they basically do you, because they're not anticipating or expecting any of that from you. They're just not. So if you were to ever reciprocate that same old energy back, they would be fucking shocked. They would be freaking shocked. Oh yeah, well, that's nice. This person feels very, very in control, very empowered, and just very safe and very secure within this relationship. You know, they are 100% convinced you are not going anywhere. They're also 100% convinced that you're very, very in love with them and very, very invested, you know, in them. And the reason why they feel this way is because they've tested you enough, they pushed you enough, and they've walked over your boundaries enough to know that you're not going anywhere. Now, I wouldn't say that you're never going to get up and walk away from this person. You know, I wouldn't go as far as to say all of that. But I guess I understand why this person's under the impression that you're not going to go anywhere, because in their head, like their whole MO is this: if you've forgiven them for X, Y, and Z, if you've tolerated X, Y, and Z, you know, from them, if you've, you know, yeah, if you've tolerated this, down the third, you know, like from them, like, and you still here, they don't feel like you going anywhere. They don't feel like you going anywhere. You know what I mean? They don't feel like you're going anywhere. Okay. I guess. What actions? We have the Hierophant, we have the Tower, and then we also have the Eight of Pentacles, okay? The bottom of the deck. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. You are caught up in a vicious cycle with this one over here, and let me tell you why. It kind of looks like you're the one that's constantly trying to keep this dynamic between the two of you intact and afloat, and they're constantly doing shit on their behalf to destroy this relationship between the two of you. It's basically what I'm gathering. Every time they do something on their end to destroy the relationship between the two of you, it's like you're constantly begging and pleading with this person to stop hurting you, to stop doing this, to stop doing that. You know what I mean? And then history continues to repeat itself in this entire situation over and 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 over again. Is basically what I'm gathering. This entire situation also makes you feel like you have zero control, when in all actuality, you have more control than you essentially think. You have way more control over this entire situation, more than you essentially think. I just kind of feel like this person, you know, yeah, I just kind of feel like this person makes you, I mean, this person's not dumb. I mean, I will say that. They give you just enough to keep you in love with them. And I think that that's why you're still here, is because they do kind of give you just enough to keep you still in love with them and obsessed with them and head over heels in love with them. You know, they give you just enough, but then there's that other part of them, you know what I mean, that you don't necessarily like, that you're not necessarily a fan of, that you wish that they would essentially change, that you wish they would essentially stop doing. But, you know, if this person were to just, you know, not give you this other version of them, you know, that you really do love, admire, and appreciate, you would have been got up and walked away from this person. But this one over here gives you just enough just to keep you hooked, you know, onto them in this dynamic between the two of you. But they also do a lot of other things that give you many reasons to get up and basically walk away. Anyways, moral of the story is that you have more control over this entire situation than you think you do. You definitely do. I just kind of feel like this person causes you to basically think, believe, and feel like you don't really actually have control over this entire situation. You were led to basically think and believe that you have no choice but to sit up here and deal with them and all that comes with them. You have more control over this entire situation than you think. I just kind of feel like you were led to think and believe that you don't have control over this entire situation, but you do. But you definitely do. Here's the thing. Honestly, I hope that one day you wake up and you hit this one over here where it fucking hurts, okay? Because personally, I don't like the way this person's showing up in this dynamic. I don't like the way that this person in this relationship is making you feel. I just don't fucking like it, okay? Had it not been for you and the way that you are with them, they wouldn't feel so damn empowered, Aquarius. They wouldn't feel so damn empowered. They just wouldn't. They honestly wouldn't. There's just something about the way that you are with them that makes them feel really good about themselves, okay? But had you not been the way that you are, I guess, with them, you know, they wouldn't feel so good about themselves. So I don't know, like maybe you're like, I don't know, like maybe you are crazy about this person. And if you are, it's okay. It is what it is. Who cares, right? But let's just say that you are crazy about this person. You're the type of person that will question the hell out of this one. Where were you at? Who were you with? Who were you texting? All of this shit that you're doing on your behalf makes them feel really, really good about themselves. It makes them feel like they're more important than they actually fucking are. You're dealing with a King of Swords like energy. And this person is showing up, widely enough, Wildly enough, they're showing up as a whole emperor. I don't think this person's a true emperor. I think they are a king of swords like energy. What that means is this: you make this person feel more important than they actually are. You make them feel desired. You make them feel desired. You truly do. You truly do. You truly do. You truly do. And it's just the way that you are, you know, with them. Like if you stopped like questioning this person and where were you at and who were you with and where do you think you're going? If you were to stop doing all of that, this person will start to immediately find themselves feeling very, very insecure within themselves because you're dealing with a very insecure individual. I understand that you may not think that they're insecure, but they are very, very insecure, very, very insecure. You just make this person feel really good about themselves. You give this person something that nobody has ever given them. Nobody's obsessing over a king of swords like energy. Let's just be for real. Nobody's obsessing over a fucking king of swords. Nobody. Now, an emperor, yeah, that's a different damn story, but you make them feel like they're an emperor. You know what I mean? People go crazy over a fucking emperor. You know what I mean? A king of swords, not really. Nobody's stressing over a king of swords. Nobody's worried about a fucking king of swords. Like, ain't nobody tripping over a king of swords. Nobody. 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 No one. No one. Nobody. Nobody. You know, nobody. And the fact that you are is kind of telling me you're the first person that has ever made this person feel like they're an emperor like energy, when in all actuality they're not. Because I can promise you this much, I'm pretty sure the person that they were with last was not this way towards them like you are with them. You just this is one of those things where I don't know if you've ever experienced this before, but have you ever like reflected back on a relationship and thought to yourself, what the fuck was I thinking? What the fuck was I thinking? Like, why was I crazy about this fucking person? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck was I thinking? Like, why didn't anybody slap me with baby powder? Like, why didn't anybody do that? You know what I mean? Like, that's exactly how you're gonna be when you do that, when you do decide to get up and walk away from a relationship, because you're tripping over someone that's not worth tripping over. You know what I mean? Like, you're obsessing over somebody who's not worth you obsessing over. You know what I mean? Like, if they were an emperor, okay, I get it. You know what I mean? But they're not an emperor. They're a freaking king of swords. Like, you know? Or if like they were like a king of pentacles, okay, lose your damn mind. Lose your mind. Just lose it completely. But you know what I mean? You know what I mean, dude? You know what I mean? Like, ain't nobody losing their mind over a king of swords like energy. Like, nobody. Like, if they were an emperor, I could understand why you would be going crazy and being like so like obsessed with this person, but they're not all that. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, but they're not all that. You know what I mean? They're just not. Like, they're not all that. Like, they're all right. You know what I mean? Like, they're all right. They're cool, but they're not all that. You know what I mean? Like, they're not all that. They're just not. You know? Do you know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Aquarius, listen, it's a process. It's a process, honey, but there's going to come a point in time where the energy is just going to slap you across the face out of nowhere, okay? And you're going to wake up and you're going to realize you stressing over somebody who's not even fucking, they're not all that. Let's just be for real. They're not all of that. They're not all that. They're not all that. They're not. And you know that they're not. Like, deep down inside, you know that they're not, but you still find yourself obsessing over them either freaking which way. It's a process, but this energy is just going to slap you across the face out of nowhere. You're going to wake up and you're going to realize that this person is just not worth it. They're just not worth it. This person has way too many qualities about them that people do not find attractive, don't want to fucking deal with, let alone fucking tolerate. Granted, this person might bring some good into an individual's life, but they also bring a whole lot of fucking qualities no man or woman is trying to fucking deal with, especially in this day and age. Oh, no, life is already hard as it fucking is. Imagine building, a life with somebody who just makes your fucking life harder. No. People are not out here doing that no more. Maybe back in the day, sure, you know what I mean? But times have changed and people have changed over time, honey. So One day you're gonna wake up. One day you're gonna wake up. It's gonna be the best day of your life. You're gonna wake up and you're gonna look at this person and you're gonna be like, what the hell am I obsessing over? What the hell am I obsessing over? Like, this is just not it. Like, your perception of this person will drastically change. And the moment that you wake up and realize, what the hell am I doing with this person? Is going to be the best day of your life. It is going to be the best day of your life. You'll remember it for the rest of your life. You'll remember it for the rest of your life. You'll tell your grandchildren about this moment, this day, because it's going to be the best day of your life. That's going to be the day that your life drastically changes, ultimately for the better forever. Because you literally make this person feel more important than they actually are. I can't get off of that. You make this person feel so fucking important. You truly do. You make them feel wanted, desired. And to be honest, they ain't all that. They're not all that. They're not all that. They're just not. They might have some good qualities to them, and that's great. That's wonderful. But they bring a whole lot of freaking bad too. There's not women out here just, oh my God, like I gotta be with this person. There's not men out here that are like, oh my God, I gotta have this person. Like, no. King of Pentacles, Emperor, different fucking story. Everybody's all over a King of Pentacles. Everybody's all over an Emperor. A King of Swords, no, not really. Not really. And the moment I promise you, the moment that this person loses you, because they will, because when you wake up and you realize you're with somebody who's not worth your time, your investment, your energy, this person is going to go back to feeling very, very insecure within themselves. So that's kind of telling me that this person needs somebody in their life to make them feel really good about themselves. You know what I mean? That's how insecure this person is. They need somebody in their life to make them feel good about themselves. And you, my friend, you make them feel really damn good about themselves. The way that you are with them, you make them feel really important. You make them feel like they're the hottest thing that ever hit God's green earth, when they're not. They're okay. They're just okay. They're just okay. But there's a lot of men out there that are more than okay. There's a lot of women out there that are more than okay. Okay? Okay? So, then there's that, then there's that, dude. Okay, but you'll wake up one day and you'll realize, and it'll just hit you out of nowhere. But this is one of those things where you have to kind of trust, divine timing here, because the day that it happens is going to be the day that, you're going to wake up and you're going to realize that you're stressing over somebody who's not worth stressing over, and you're involved with somebody that you shouldn't even be involved with. And that's going to be the day that's going to drastically change your life, because that's when you're going to get up and actually move and do what you got to do to get yourself out of this entire situation. But you got to trust the whole process. There's a reason why it's taking some time for this energy to just kind of hit you out of nowhere. Everything in life happens for a reason. Maybe Spirit doesn't feel like you've learned everything that you needed to learn just yet from this entire situation. That's a possibility. It happens sometimes. So just trust the journey, trust the process, because when this energy does hit you, that's when you're going to know exactly what you need to do to get yourself out of this entire situation between you and this individual for once and for all. Because maybe there's just something else that you still need to kind of learn throughout the course of your involvement with this person before Spirit's like, all right, boom, let's get out of here. You know what I mean? Because whatever left that you have to essentially learn might be something that's going to be very, very useful for you in the future. So trust the process, trust the journey. This person will essentially regret definitely, going about this entire situation the way that they went about it with you. I am definitely getting that, but that's on them. That's on them. All right. So that's what I have for you, my friend. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated, and I will see you guys in your next reading.